Let's turn back now to the Rudy Giuliani comments. Joining us now, New York Times reporter Michael Schmidt. And Michael, you have new reporting on how Trump's legal team has shifted their conversations with special counsel Mueller. Of course, Rudy, the comments were focused on as him calling the investigation corrupt. Michael?
So if you take a larger look at what's gone on since April when Rudy came on, they've become much more aggressive publicly and privately with Mueller. The White House has basically tried to put guardrails on an interview with John Kelly. Before, under the previous regime of the president's lawyers, they would allow any White House official to meet with the special counsel's office. They provided them with a lot of documents. This is part of this new body posture that the president wanted to have towards the Mueller investigation, and we see it playing out constantly with Rudy, who goes out and throws a lot of different things at the wall for the president on the investigation.
And what about what John Dowd told the New York Times, specifically about swinging public opinion?
Well, so what has gone on here is that the president's lawyers have concluded that the only threat that they think he has is impeachment. They don't think he will be indicted by Mueller. They don't think he has any other exposure. So what they have tried to do is move public opinion in their favor, because they realize that the only thing that they could really face would be a vote in the House of Representatives, and that vote would be based on the public sentiment. And if you look at polls that have come out, or one that came out at the end of last week, the favorability for the president in this has really increased, and there are a lot of questions out there about Mueller. 45% of the country saying that they have an unfavorable view of the special counsel's investigation, up 14 points from earlier this year, from January, and that's a significant movement for the president on this issue. And they think if Rudy continues to pound the way he has publicly, they can continue to erode any type of confidence there is in the investigation.
Mike Barnicle.
Michael, Giuliani seems to have indicated that he and the defense team have interviewed everyone who Mueller and his team have interviewed. According to your reporting, do you think that's accurate?
I'm not sure that that's true. I don't think that the president's lawyers have sat down and actually interviewed many of these officials. What I think has gone on is there are often discussions between the lawyers for witnesses and the president's lawyers through these joint defense agreements in which they learn some insights into what is discussed in the meetings with Mueller. But I find it hard to believe that the lawyers would allow for their clients, the witnesses, to sit down with the president's lawyers to be interviewed. I haven't seen much evidence of that.
Casey.
Mike, is your sense of the legal team's view of a potential showdown over his testimony something that they think that they could win? As in, do they think that getting into a back and forth over a subpoena to get his testimony would be something that they could win in the court of public opinion as well, or are they trying to avoid that entirely?
They think it's a coin flip whether they could win it or not. They think it's basically 50-50. What it would do, let's say if Mueller said, okay, enough of this back and forth. We have to remember the negotiations over this interview have been going on for 6 months. The president's lawyers have said they're about 2 weeks away from a decision multiple times over that period of time. So if Mueller went ahead and subpoenaed the president, there would be a fight in court about it. It would probably ultimately go up to the Supreme Court. And from the president's side, a lot of folks think that's a good thing for him, because it would bring this argument even more into the public, and it would make it even more of an issue. And Mueller would have to sort of defend his investigation and face the risk of losing a subpoena fight and not being able to compel the president to testify. Now, on the other hand, if you're Mueller and you're doing an investigation into the president's intent, what was the president's intent when he fired Comey? What was his intent when he took all these different measures in regards to obstruction? You would really need to know what's in his mind. Mueller told Dowd earlier this year that he needs to ask the president, why did he do these things? And if Mueller is going to finish that investigation, you would think he'd want to question the president about it.
All right, Michael Schmidt, as always, thank you so much for being with us. We really, really appreciate it. You know, Mike, I'm reminded at the end of one of the great scenes in movies, end of Absence of Malice, where Wilford Brimley sitting there talking about subpoenas. Yeah. They're wonderful things. We can either talk about it here, or we can go up and give the judge a subpoena. You can start talking then. Yeah. They all started talking. Mueller can get one of those subpoenas, and the United States Supreme Court is going to say, look good to us. I mean,
maybe.
They will. This is the Kurt Flood example.
Yeah.
You never want to test it out, because if you do, then you open up free agency for everybody. If there's a smart lawyer around Donald Trump, he will say, we do not want to start a series of challenges that we will lose.
Well, he has a smart lawyer, Joe. I mean, Emmett Flood is a smart lawyer.
He's a smart lawyer who knows that just as Bill Clinton was forced to testify related to a relationship with an intern, chances are good the Supreme Court is going to give an independent counsel appointed by the Justice Department the opportunity to talk to the President of the United States under oath, in this case, as it pertains to the 2016 election and what the President knows about obstruction of justice and our national security and Russia trying to interfere in the 2016 race.
Yeah, we have two tracks going on here. You just referred to both of them. You have Emmett Flood internally in the White House, a very smart lawyer, knowing that his client, the President of the United States, ought not ever to testify before Bob Mueller. And you've got Rudy Giuliani on the outside playing a very public track, a foolish track. The internal tension at some point within the White House between the two lawyers.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
But Emmett Flood has to be, again, he's from everything we've heard, a very, very competent, bright attorney. He knows that at the end of the day, the Supreme Court's going to allow Mueller to sit down and talk to him.
Sure.
So you don't want to challenge. You don't want to challenge Mueller on this, because Mueller will win it.
Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
There is that. Still,
but, you know, I do wonder, though. What does Donald Trump think, Mika? No. About having this attorney. He's done it yet again. He's surrounded himself with an attorney who thinks that he's too stupid to sit down with Robert Mueller just because Mueller went to Princeton.
Right.
He was a St. Paul's guy.
Well, he's really smart.
He is.
Yeah.
But the president says he's smart, too.
I know, and that he relies on his own brain for advice.
But again, he's got an attorney who thinks he's too stupid to sit down man to man across the table with Robert Mueller. Now, I know Donald Trump didn't go to an Ivy League school for 4 years, and maybe he's really insecure about that. But I wouldn't think he would be scared. Why is he so scared to sit down across the table from Robert Mueller? Does he think that Mueller is that much smarter than he is? Does he think he's so stupid? Because everybody around Donald Trump thinks that he's so stupid
that he shouldn't talk.
That if he talks, that Robert Mueller would trick him. Again, if I'm president of the United States, he's president of the United States.
Yeah.
And everybody thought he was too stupid to get elected president of the United States. Now he has people around him as president of the United States who thinks that Donald Trump is too dumb, who's too stupid, too idiotic to sit down across the table from Robert Mueller. And if I'm president of the United States, I would be insulted by that. Richard, would you be insulted by that if you had people working for you who thought you were too stupid to sit down and talk to Robert Mueller? Yeah, no, you wouldn't. Exactly. Mike, would you work with people who think you're too stupid to sit down and talk to Robert Mueller?
You know, I think many of the people around the president totally misread Bob Mueller.
That's not the question I asked. If you had people that worked for you that thought you were too stupid.
They might be right.
Well, I'm just saying, if I were Donald Trump, I'd be so. I know he went to St. Paul's, and I know Donald Trump didn't. I know that he went to Princeton, and Donald Trump didn't go to an Ivy League school for a couple years. Wharton's a great school, but he only got in for 2 years. I guess his dad must have given some money or something. I don't know, but I do know that Donald Trump says he's really smart. And if you're president of the United States and you're still surrounded by people that think you're too stupid to talk to Robert Mueller, it might be time to get rid of those people.
Well, there's not a lot there, so
it makes me
that's the problem.
It just makes me sad. Is there nothing Donald Trump can do to prove that he's not dumb to these people that he hires?
Well, they keep leaving, you know. Anyhow, still ahead.
I think he's smart enough to talk to Robert Mueller.
I mean, he's quick on his feet and all.
I mean, you've seen him at those rallies.
Oh, my gosh.
Have you seen him at the rallies?
He makes perfect
Nobody
sense.
draws people at rallies. I mean, other than Elton John.
I know.
He draws all those people. All those people know he's smart. Do you think those people that he talks to thinks he's too stupid to? No, they'd say, be a man.
Yeah, well, they...
Do you think he's not going to be a man because some pointy-headed liberal lawyer that he's hired, whoever it may be in there, is saying he's too dumb to talk to Robert Mueller?
Oh.
Makes me sad.
We
It's not
shall
that.
see.
It's not that.
Oh.
Yeah?
He knows that he would shrink in front of Mueller because Mueller is everything he ever wanted to
No. Donald Trump.
No.
Donald Trump will tell you he's smart. He's very smart.
Still ahead, President Trump is expected to announce his
I'd be
Supreme Court
insulted,
pick
though.
today.
I'd be so insulted if I had lawyers tell me, oh, you're too dumb, Joe, to talk to anybody.
According to NBC News, there are 4 candidates he's seriously considering, and Trump is focused primarily on 2 of them.
What do you have to do?
That's next.
Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.